Hello everybody and welcome to another video. This video is round 5 of the Zenith F1 Esports Championship, and we're here at Zandvoort, and hopefully we can have better races than we've had the last few. Apologies for not uploading for like the last week. Basically I've had no footage. I've been disconnected from races, had been crashed on lap 1, it's not been going well to say the least. So yeah, we're back and we have some footage for today, and hopefully we can make things right. Yeah, so still stands. The only points we've scored were in Bahrain and China and Vietnam. Vietnam I was disconnected from, and China I was going well. I was going really well. Disconnected like the last 5 laps. So yeah, not great. But yeah, anyway, let's focus on Zandvoort and hopefully we can make this a better one. So here we are at this in qualifying. We set a banker of a 109.3, but we know we can go faster. In practice sessions I've been going 108, mid 108s, so that's what I'm aiming for. But currently I'm only 3/10 off the fastest time, which was done by Map 2, which is 1 minute 8.934, and we actually have the fastest final sector by quite some way. So we've got some pace in this early qualifying session. We just need to get the lap hooked together, and in the end of the session, me and Grunty Boy is our 3rd and 5th. So overall, we're very close, and TG Navy is right behind me in 6th. So hopefully we can keep this momentum going in Q2. But one thing I would say, we had a glitch, but it was a good glitch, because I got disconnected from the session at the start of qualifying. But what that meant was it put me on a tyre that was meant to be used in practice 2. So when it came to qualifying 2, I had 3 sets still of the soft tyres ready to go. So I could use 2 sets in this session and still have 1 and 2 sets free for Q3. So that's what we're doing here. We're just running 2 laps, as it is meant to be a wet start to the race. So here we are. So we set a 109.0, which beats the fastest time in Q1. So, well, matches the fastest time in Q1, as we're about 10th off. But here we are now, starting our second run on this compound, and I always seem to improve on the second run. I don't know why, whether it's the tyres just being up to temperature, but we gain time like every single time on the second run. And as we do the exact same here, we do a 108.9, and that's so far the fastest time that anybody has done in this qualifying session. So overall, it's been going pretty well. I'm pretty confident with the car, and we can keep it going. But Jacob Bradbury, man, went 3/10 quicker. He's blown everyone out of the park, and nothing else we can do really, because I've not even set my fastest time was a 108.6. That was in a practice session. So to get that, I'll pretty much have to do a pretty much perfect lap, which not being funny, ain't happening. So yeah, so we can go out now for our third run, depends how you look at it. Second tyres in this Q2 session, and we're just gonna go all out. There's nothing to lose, and even if it is a dry start to the race, we would be starting on the softs. And as you see, coming to the end of this lap, we are quite a bit up, and we can set a 108.758. 108.758, yeah. So that's overall a very decent lap, and that was the fastest we went in that session, and we are right behind our teammate Grunty Boy, and only a 10th off what Jacob Bradbury did. So overall, Q2 has been going pretty well, and this session has been pretty smooth sailing so far. So we just got to carry that momentum through to Q3, and just hopefully we can get the good lap together and capitalise on this opportunity that we have. So at the start of Q3 now, we out on track, we're about to start our first run, and we are only fueled up for 1 run, as fuel makes quite a bit of a difference in the lap, so there's no point us just chilling around and doing 2 laps when we need to be getting round in this short 12-minute session and just get the laps done. So you see there, we're actually pushing quite a bit, and we're pretty much hitting every apex, and it's a pretty mediocre lap. It's a 109.0, but I know for a fact we can improve, and we've got to go with it. And that lap, as I said, wasn't that great, so it does put us P6, and people are still yet to set times in this session, and we are 5/10 off Jacob Bradbury. He's got to set a 108.5 once again, so we've pretty much got to put out every stop if we want to beat him. But yeah, without further ado, this is our fastest lap in Q3. I'm just going to let you guys watch this lap and watch it unfold, and hope you guys enjoy. So let's just watch this lap and see what happens. So here we are now at the end of the lap in qualifying. We are about to cross the line. It's going to be a 108.885. So overall, not a bad lap. But we didn't match our fastest lap that we did in Q2, unfortunately. So we do know there's time in the car, but even if we did improve, like match that time, we wouldn't have gone up any positions. As Granty Boy sets a 108, low 108.7, got it out eventually. So yeah, we wouldn't have improved position, but we would have just been closer in time. And time isn't everything, position is. So we just got to pull out everything and just hope that we have a good start to the race. So, yeah, as I said, it's going to be a one-stop strategy. It's going to be on the intermediates to the hard tyres when it dries out. But here we are for the start of the race. It's lights out and away we go. We get a pretty decent start. We match everyone ahead of us. Granty Boy has an absolute flyer as Matt 2 actually runs off the track. And we send it down the inside. Jacob Bradbury goes wide. And there's somebody round. TC Navy, I think, is round at turn 1. So here we are now, going down towards turn 3. And Granty Boy has actually crashed into Jacob, I think. So we are now in P2. We've had a worldy start, and we are in P2 in this race, and we are right behind Matt 2. So let's make something of this and try not to bottle it. Famous last words. So yeah, without further ado, let's go on through this middle sector. Wet conditions is very tricky around here. If you touch any of the curbs, you're dead. As you see there, had a very, very dangerous snap. So lap 5. If you look at the minimap, I think it's Nick Mania. He has a crash, and that brings out the virtual safety car, and he's crashed on the final corner. As that corner was very difficult, I was praying for it to dry as soon as possible, because every time I went through it, I had a bit of a snap, and because you had to take it flat, and with that, so you didn't lose too much time. But if you didn't, yeah, you would get mugged. But yeah, a very short virtual safety car period. As it didn't even last half a lap, as it ends right now, as it ends at pretty much the perfect time for us, as Matt 2 ahead loses a bit of time on us, as we were just able to get on the power much earlier. And here we are, lap 6 now, exactly 1 lap later, which and another virtual safety car's out, as Lennon is out of the race now, as he's crashed at the same point Nick Mania has. And yeah, that corner's catching a lot of people out. It would have caught me out had I not learnt my lesson soon in the race. So yeah, virtual safety car's ending, lap 6, and as you see, the rain has stopped coming down. And yeah, this is where we decide that we want to follow Matt 2 in. I think Matt 2 wasn't even pitting. He had a drive-through, which I didn't know at the time. So I was coming in for dry tyres. If you look at the MFD, I go the wrong way on my wheel and select wets, but I couldn't get. I was just panicking. I knew it was about to happen, and as I went into the pit box, they put wets on. Yeah, that's really just happened. I couldn't believe it. Yeah, just accidentally went the wrong way. Was meant to go down to the hard tyres, but no, accidentally went down up to the hards. No, the full wets, and that's gonna mean we're coming in at the end of this lap. So you know what I'm saying about not bottling it? I've pretty much just did a big bottle. So we've got to come into the pits again. Luckily, what saved us is the fact that other people didn't pit. So we are just mind our own business, and this is the position that we are in now, P7, I think. So we'll come in for the hard tyres, but you cannot bottle a race harder. It would have been a fairly good podium, and we were actually, and in the dry we ended up having really good pace, but luck is one thing, but when you screw over your own race is another. But on positive note, ALR Sammy pits, he goes out on the intermediate tyres. Granty Boy pit the same lap as me, but he got held up in the pits and had to fix the front wing damage from that crash on lap 1, and he comes out just behind us. But we underestimated the conditions. Well, we overestimated how much grip there was, and yeah, we just lost it. And Granty Boy went flying past on the medium tyres as well, so he's going to go flying past, and they're up to temperature. So yeah, we're all struggling with tyre temperatures, speed, and everything with this drying track. But without further ado, we've just got to get on with it. We've got to make do with this situation. As Jamie 1 is now coming out of the pits at the beginning of lap 9, and we're trying to get the move done. But this is really where the race started to get a bit tough, because this track you kind of overtake. It's a nightmare. It's just like real life. Dirty air plays a major factor, but with that straight, it's not long enough, and that at a fast corner into it, you're pretty much hitting top speed, going into like, in the straight. But yeah, as you see, nothing really happened until beginning of lap 14. We touched that inside curve, which sends us into a half spin, and that means Sprint has got past us. So yeah, it's not going very well. Jonathan Cox is right behind us, so we don't want to let him pass as well, as we know how hard it is to overtake. But yeah, lap 14, he's got past. But lap 18, we are really close behind him. We know he has DRS, like on Jamie in front, so we know we've got to get the move on early. So we stuck on the overtake. We did that early in the straight, and we went straight down the inside, sailed straight past him as the soft tyres did start to die. So we're in prime position here for a good points result at least. So yeah, Jamie 1 is the next car ahead, so we've just got to close up and get past him. Sprint is now behind in P11 as we get a very big moment. We're lucky not to get damage as Jonathan Cox, this is how he gets past. So yeah, despite us having pace, we're just inconsistent, and yeah, and like hopefully next race in Spain next week will be much better. But yeah, we're right behind Jonathan Cox now. Nothing really happened until lap 31. That was when we were close enough, and we were starting to get a bit unorthodox with the overtakes as we couldn't make it work on the main straight. We didn't have the ERS for it, and yeah, so we just decided we wanted to try this multiple times. This is the first jab at it, and that's when I realised it was possible. So people are usually harvesting ERS, so if I could save it on the straight and save enough, we could have a very nice run to the point where I'm here on lap 33. I've saved just enough ERS. I still only set 18%, but it's enough. So we stick on the overtake mode. We get well alongside really early. So that down the inside, and we're just running side by side now through this middle sector. A very unorthodox place for an overtake, but we've got to try something to get past him and just make it a better position than what it is. So yeah, we're still side by side for this entire middle sector, and we defend it around the outside. We get on the power, we have the RS, and we stick it in overtake mode now, and we make a bit of contact. But no damage, and we send it down the inside. But he just has the outside line, swoops around us, very close to get in damage. But yeah, we just couldn't quite make it work, and now we're stuck behind him once again, and we just got to get past him. That's basically it, to the point where the next lap, directly the same point, we're now close enough to have another jab. We've got the RS, we send it down the inside, we had a gap that wasn't there, but we were relying on him moving, and we send it down the inside, running side by side now through this first corner. Very, very close racing, and we get to turn 2, and Jonathan, he just turns into us. We're running side by side fully. I know it's tough corners to run side by side, like it's tough to run single file, but we did it earlier in the race, so it's not difficult, and yeah, it's just frustrating because this P2 in this race, and we're now in P10 with front wing damage, with pretty much no front wing and dead tyres. So, and we'll have to pit at the end of that lap. This race hurt, as I know we had great pace and we speeded to pit lane for good measure. Not that it matters, we're not close to scoring points, but yeah, I threw my own race away with going on to wets. But overall, there's nothing else we could do. We're just stuck behind drivers, and like real life, the dirty air played a major part in us overtaking. But Jacob Bradbury comes out. Well, we come out the pits just in front of Jacob. He's also not in a very good race. As we come out the pits, Matt 2 has won the race, and we get out ahead of Jacob, and much fresher tyres. He doesn't really fight us, so, and it's not for position points either. So yeah, to the point now where we come through to the end of the lap in P12, and man, this race hurts. So come through for a very disappointing P12. So yeah, Matt 2 wins yet another race, but the less said about that race, the better. We bottled it hard, and yeah, we just never had the chance to show our pace, just stuck behind other drivers, and we finished last out of all the finishing drivers. But yeah, without further ado, don't forget to leave a like, subscribe, and press the bell icon to know whenever I upload a video, and thank you for watching to this point, and overall, have a great day. Thank you, and goodbye.